Hi, gang. Welcome to this episode of Media Champions. I'm your host, Mary Trace Griffin in Atlanta. Every now and then we hit the jackpot. Jackpot! We have subject matter experts on the program that you are going to be so excited to hear what they have to say. Today is that day. We have Juntae DeLane on the program of Digital Delane from Los Angeles. Welcome to the program. It's so nice to finally have you on Media Champions. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you, MT, for the wonderful introduction. I hope I meet those expectations that you just said. I'll definitely try my best
Well,
for sure.
let me tell you, sir, first of all, your website is kicking, and what you all do
Appreciate it.
matters. What you all do matters so much, and all you have to do is peruse the people that you work for and have worked with. Not small potatoes, kicking it very nicely. Let's talk about where you see the trends in marketing and media going, say, in the next 2 years, because I know this has been your life. It's what you do, but you, of all people, see how fast this world changes,
Yeah, and speaking of change, we have to consider the pandemic, right? I mean,
right?
ultimately, the pandemic has changed the way people interact with brands. And when you think about it in your personal lives, we all can recall maybe one significant event that happened in your life that just changed the way you either think, the way that you behave, what you believe, and so on. So your consumers are pretty much in the same boat, right? The pandemic has changed the way they're able to communicate. You have um, older generations who have not worked on Zoom or know anything about FaceTime. Now they know, right? Because they were forced to, because it's the only way they're able to communicate. The same thing with communicating with brands, right? If we're looking to think about where we should be in the future based on the past behaviors of our customers during the pandemic, we know that they want to interact with brands, but they may not be in a position to actually buy, right? So, what else can we do? Well, that is to focus on being more entertaining as a brand than promoting promotional or salesy types of messages or content to that target audience. When we think about the current trends, well, let's look at what happened during the pandemic and how consumers are actually able to engage with you. Take some of those same things, because I certainly think they're going to persist in the upcoming year and beyond. So, those are a couple of things that I would focus on leading up to the new year.
We certainly had to solve for X, did we not, during the
Yeah,
pandemic? Whether you're on our side of the house or the consumer side of the house, we've all had to figure out how to make it work. So let's talk about growing that digital brand, because that's your specialty. It's what you do. It's why people come banging down your door, because they want you, the godfather of this, to help them through all of this digital branding. When you have a new client, I very much want to ask you this. Can you share with me an aha moment with one of them who actually took your sage advice and said, "Ah, that Junte really knows what he's talking about"? I mean, that has to make you feel so gratified when you see the success, because people do take your sage advice.
absolutely, MT. I mean, come on, every client. I mean,
Right.
I mean, ultimately, I would want that certainly to be the outcome, right? But I think when it comes to clients that really are able to see immediate traction by focusing on building a digital brand, it's certainly kind of going back to the pandemic when we had clients that did not double down on their digital brand. They did not have enough budget to allocate toward digital marketing. They started to see that they needed to double down on it, right? And so when we take a look at the ways in which building an overarching digital brand helps them and get out of the focus on just a very siloed traditional digital marketing tactic, if it's only paid media or only SEO or only social media, they start to understand how one service plays upon the next, right? How your social media also may impact your SEO, and how your SEO is ultimately going to impact conversions across the board, right? So I think in general, clients who have not doubled down overall see immediate traction when focusing on building their digital brand, because it's more of a long term play that produces dividends well down the line. And in particular, one client I would say is probably a personal brand, an executive at a major company that we all would know. When focusing on building out their expertise and leveraging what was going on in the market, and then putting together a strategy that incorporates their entire digital brand, they were able to see exactly how this digital branding allows for them to establish themselves as a thought leader, helps create more value for the company that they represent, and also positions them as a subject matter expert. They receive board positions, speaking engagements, so on and so forth. That's one quick. I can't name the person, but it is an executive for a major company that we all know.
Well, you know what? I'm going to do it for you. I'm going to drop the mic for you right there. That's it. That's you do you. And I'm so happy you said yes. Juntae, please do come back anytime you like and let's continue the discussion. I want to pick your brain about web development too, because I know that's also in your
Okay.
wheelhouse. And just that whole discussion of how you can't just set it and forget it. So we'll put a pin in that, but you come back and we'll continue the discussion.
Will do, MT. Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We'll talk to you soon. And the rest of you, we are so happy to make the connect to Juntae. You can find him by finding us right here at dailyadbrief.com. I'm Mary Therese Griffin in Atlanta. We'll see you next time for more Media Champions.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.